I have an announcement to make. Been talking about it, but next week on Monday, going away on vacation. That's a very strange word in my vocabulary, taking a vacation. So I have to do it. It's very important. I want these classes to be continually like the power of this class. Sometimes you have to take a rest, you have to get away from the computer and get away from. So I'm going on a vacation, and there won't be classes next week. And the classes here will resume on Tuesday the following week. So, it's not a time to stop working. Everybody should really at home have a place where you can sit down and do your inner work. Take, half hour a day and, just open up inside, quiet the mind, quiet the emotions, and just feel at peace with yourself, that we all are worthy of having a little bit of inner peace. There's certainly not a lot of outer peace in the world. If we can balance it out by building inner peace, it makes it possible to deal with all the madness that goes on. Does anyone have a question they'd like to ask? Yes, sure.
Can I pick up on you going somewhere you want to be? If I'm not mistaken, it was one of the advices given by Rudy. Go to places where you want to be, do things you want to do, right? Like nourish yourself. Do I
Yeah.
have to understand that as a temporary measure until you've built such a strength inside that you can keep that strength when you leave these
So,
places? Or
look,
is it meant to be and stay like that?
look, when I used to run an antique gallery, I had an Oriental art gallery, two of them actually in Manhattan. I had people, I used to sell very esoteric stuff, Tibetan ritual objects, and I used to get all kinds of people would come in. And I had so many people telling me they're going to the Andes, they're going to, you know, I don't know, India, they're going to the Himal, all these places, supposedly sacred places. I got so tired of listening to it. I finally told the people, I would say, look, the most sacred place on earth is wherever you are. You can transform hell into paradise if your inner life is strong enough to do it. So you don't have to go look for sacred places and look for the perfect place to be. You are in the perfect place to be. And if you're upset where you are, then it's telling you have work to do on yourself, that you got to go deeper inside yourself and work on yourself. So I don't believe in this thing of, this place is more sacred than that place. The most sacred place in the world is wherever we are. And yeah, you go to the forest, you go to the river, you go to the beach, you go to the, water, and you can calm down a little bit. But then you come back home. You understand? And if you don't bring that calmness with you and can't sustain it, when things get a little pressure and a little difficult in your life, then you understand it's just teaching you, hey, you got to really develop a system inside that is strong enough to be connected with spirit. And wherever you are in the world, wherever you, I mean, I remember, in 2006, I had plans to go to Israel. And my ex-wife, I was going to take my daughter with me, as a trip. And she, no, you're not going there. They're fighting a war. They're blah, blah. And I said, all right, my daughter doesn't have to go. And I didn't take the conversation any further. And I went. I wanted to see what it would be like for me to teach this meditation in a place where 100 miles away they were fighting a war. And what I absolutely discovered, and Ellie can testify to this, that Jerusalem had to be, when I was there, one of the most peaceful places I'd ever been in my life. And 100 miles away, they're fighting a war. And Ellie even said to me, you don't turn on CNN, you don't know we're at war here. And we would go into all these Palestinian restaurants and Lebanese restaurants and welcome like we were their brothers and come, mother's cooking today, you're going to love the food. I mean, it was extraordinary. And it was so extraordinary, I wrote a book. I couldn't believe it, how extraordinary it was. So, wherever you go, if you have a sense of balance in yourself, you have a openness, a connection with spirit, understand, that's the most important thing. And one can maintain the kind of calmness and quiet in themselves that it's essential to live with every day of one's life. I'm going up to the mountains, and a hotel in the mountains, be 5 days, a swimming pool and this and that, and take a vacation. One can take a vacation. I really mean it. I have no guilt about doing that. In fact, I have no guilt about anything anymore. What's to be guilty about? Just live your life and enjoy your life and stay responsible and committed to the most important things in life, your family, your jobs, your this, your that. This meditation practice for me is a lifetime commitment. I'm not going to walk away from it. It really is. I mean, I get my life doing this. I must admit, I'm a little tired of staring into a computer. I really mean that. But if this is what God wants now, this is what I'll do. Anyway, I'm not sure that answered your question, Joe. It brought up all this stuff. Does anyone else have a question? I mean, it's been a very powerful year. I mean, look, this year created this thing, I mean, I wrote this book and it's like, my God, it's one of the most powerful books I've ever written. And out of me came this book this year. I mean, plus classes and teaching people all over the world. And so it's been an extraordinary year so far, really extraordinary. And now I need a bit of a rest so I can do the most difficult thing and the thing I like the least, which is getting it published. Getting a publisher to say, okay, I will take this book on and distribute it and, publicize it and try to get people to read it. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? The next month is my birthday, and my God, there's a big crowd coming here. It's full up. My house is full up. Well, my apartment is full up. People come in, and it's going to be great. It'll be great to hug people, have dinner with people, and chit chat with people. People I only see on computer. Will be there in the flesh, and I think that is going to be a wonderful thing. And somehow I'm going to figure out when my lease is up here how to get a place where I can, you know, have in-person classes all the time. It's more difficult now. Life is so expensive, that it takes. Anyway, does anyone else have a question?
Stuart, I want to thank you You helped me very much. Just thank you.
You're welcome, Daniela. You're welcome. I mean, I've known you and Rafi, half my life, it's really a long, long time. And God bless you both for, doing this and being close to me. And I have a lot of gratitude for that. You, your family, your children. I've been at your daughter's wedding. It's a long time. I remember coming to have lunch at your house, and I forgot the name of the town where you live, but these fabulous lunches you used to put together. It was one of the highlights of my trip to Jerusalem, going to your family and having lunch there. Does anyone else have a question? Anybody? Okay, if there are no more questions, there will be meditation on Thursday. There will also be meditation on Sunday. It is just next week. To do this thing that's really strange for me, take a vacation. So God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for being in these classes. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Thursday.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Bye.